evening, thugs. Welcome to the MIZZES B3ST REVIEWS channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to go over our weekly review of 90 Day The Last Resort. This is season 3, episode 2. We're going to call it the Hot Mess Express in a castle because these people were all over the place. But welcome in, and also a big shout out to our replay gang. I am sorry if I am blurry. I'm not quite sure what the camera and all of that is doing, but we're gonna hope that it figures itself out. In the meantime, I do hope that you guys consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and all of those good things. I also thank anybody who is watching, stops by, supports the channel, whether you subscribe or don't subscribe. It actually does help and keep my narrow behind going. So thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. What's poppin', Shani? How are you? I am here. This morning I was in hiding. I had just woke up. I hadn't done nothing. I forgot about a live. It was my own YouTube that was like, MIZZES B3ST REVIEWS is live. And I was like, wait, that's me. I should probably get my ass on the internet. But I appreciate you for being here, and I hope that you had a good day. Shani gave me all the good energy I needed to get through my work day. So I actually want to thank you for that, Shani, because you really did make me smile earlier. I don't know why it's so blurry, this doggone camera. I don't know what the heck it is doing, why it's doing it. I'm gonna hope for the best and hope that it like figures itself out. Sometimes I feel like the camera doesn't like my glasses, and there is a glare that is like coming at me. So I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. Okay. Anywho, let's get into this episode, which was titled Last Crown Standing. There's a lot of craziness to get into. I also want to encourage you guys, even when I do not have my co-host and my friends on YouTube here, such as Watch Your Mouth Reviews and Kiwan JTV, the links are always in the description of all of my videos for you guys to subscribe to them, as well as other great content creators. No, but thank you. Also Best is in the background helping out. Thank you, Also Best. She said my eyeballs are already kind of blurry. Right. When I'm wearing glasses and something blurs, it really messes me up because I'm new to having a prescription. So I'm kind of just like trying to do the best I can. But my husband's helping with the lighting. Our house has like floor to ceiling windows, and we're facing the bay and the sun and all of that. So it's a lot. But I'm going to do the best I can. Shout out to Mr. Best for also buying some equipment for the channel. So over the next few days, I may do a couple videos off camera, but that's because I have some new equipment to make my videos better in quality, audio, and all of those things. So I do appreciate the people who are here and patient. But let's get into 90 Day, because all of these people acted an absolute fool. They stressed me out for 2 full hours. For 2 full hours. Doesn't make any sense. Shani said, I'm here. Oh, I thought you did watch this show. I know you watch other segments of it. I don't watch this show, but you know I come with the jokes. You do. You absolutely do. Shani says hello to Also Best. I have let him know. He says hello back. He's in the other room, so it's a little quiet, but he did say hello back. Y'all, let's get into the episode. Sarper interrupted Rebecca because Rebecca was screaming to kind of Sarper to shut up. And Sarper actually was respectful. He explained to her, he was like, as a man, you know, we have to do a lot for respect. Can you please be respectful also? And I agreed. I think Rebecca does the absolute most. I don't know why this lady does so much, but she just seems like really angry at stuff that when she tells us her career was as a PI, private investigator, for those who don't know what that stands for. I'm kind of like, girl, you are literally trained and licensed to see that when A and B don't equate to C, that nothing is adding up. Yet you sitting up here tripping over your own man, and now you inserting yourself into other people's business. The way she was telling Shekinah to shut up, at first I was like, yes, somebody tell Shekinah to shut up. But then at the same time, I kind of feel like Rebecca is unreasonable and a little bit unhinged, if you will. That's just what she gives. But it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Sarper does take the moment back from Rebecca because they are in therapy. and he talks about his relationship, and he explains that he feels like Shekinah does not respect him, but he does say that he still loves Shekinah. I do think that you can be loved and also not feel respected, but if you don't feel respected, why are you staying with this person even with that love? Like, I feel like respect is so important in just any relationship you have, whether it's romantic or with friends. Like, respect should be like the basis. If there's no respect, you can't go anywhere. So if I don't feel respected, why am I going to keep dealing with someone, right? That's just how I think. Let me know how y'all feel for the replay, for anybody who's here. But I kind of can understand. It seems like Sarper is tired of Shekinah. I mean, if we're sick of her just watching the show, then I am almost certain that Sarper is sick of her too. Almost certain. But we move to discuss other couples at this session. Jenny and Submit are next. And Jenny explains that she feels like sometimes there are things she wants or asks for that Submit does not give her. She mentions not wanting Submit to drink and how he drank the other night, even though she didn't want him to. And she said that when I asked you not to do it and you did it anyway, I feel disrespected. Jenny, that's what you say to your child when they like eat a candy bar before dinner and you told them explicitly not to do that, okay? That is not what you say to your man. I'm not a man, but I would imagine that if somebody says, if I ask you to do something and you don't do it, that's automatic disrespect. I think that's like jumping and skipping steps. I think that's absolutely insane. It makes no sense. But I feel like Jenny needs to just express herself better with her words. Like, because I don't think she cares if Submit drinks. It seems to be that Submit does want to party a lot, not just drink regularly. So I feel like that's what it is. She also mentions that Submit hides things. One of the biggest things he hid was that he invested $50,000 of their money without telling her. He did not lose out on this investment. It was actually a smart investment. And he says he did benefit from it, and so did Jenny. The problem is that Submit feels like Jenny's making it a bigger deal. And he says that the reason he didn't tell her is because it was a time-sensitive situation. I don't believe that. And he also says, which this is what I do believe, that he feels like Jenny would have stopped him from doing it. He basically gave like the excuse of Jenny saying no to everything. I can believe that. Jenny is like 70 years old. This lady is probably not interested in the rigmarole, if you will. But that you still can't keep stuff from your spouse, Submit. Especially like if my husband invested $50,000 of our money and did not tell me, I don't care if you were successful. What else are you doing behind my back if you can invest that much money and not say nothing to me? It's crazy. It's crazy. And then at one point, you got to man up. You're saying no, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. What's she going to do? What is Jenny going to do? He act like she could just run after him. Like, my goodness. But, he says that he avoids telling the truth to Jenny because he feels like Jenny has an anger problem. He explains that they was in the mall one time and she tried to punch him in public. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just imagining Jenny punching him in public. I did watch their season of The Other Way, their original season. I could see it because Jenny does have a little bit of a temper. She's feisty in her own way, but that's just funny as hell. Can you imagine seeing this couple in the mall and this older white lady just start hitting on this nice Indian man? Like, I could imagine seeing that, but apparently they got some arguments and some issues. However, they make up really well because they said they have the best makeup sex. I said, oh, Lord, my God, my goodness. Y'all having great makeup sex. You know what? Something has to keep the relationship going. I think people sleep on how important sex is in a marriage. It is true. Once you stop having it, something wrong. I don't know. I've been married a very long time. We're still doing it. I don't know. Punching him in public is Jenny, an older white woman. She is, Shani. Now, how did you guess that? Jenny is an older clear lady from Palm Springs. So, I'm not surprised. But I don't think Jenny could bust a grape. if I'm being honest. I just don't. But the next couples in the session that comes up for topic is Rebecca and Ziad, hotmessexpress.com.net.org.edu. My God, these people are a mess. Rebecca is on my nerves. I have to turn the TV down. The cat, his ears did that thing where cats' ears get flat and go up and back when they're on the screen because Rebecca doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to curse. But this Rebecca lady, she was annoying in her season, but not like this. Hi, delightful Dawn. Our beautiful dawn of light. Welcome in. Welcome in. Lord help us. I swear this group is interesting. You are watching. This is a very interesting group of people they chose from the 90-day round. Am I surprised by anybody who is on 90 Day to Last Resort this season? No. If you watch their seasons of 90 days, you would not be surprised. Let me know if you're surprised of anybody who is there if you are watching. But yeah, this is a very interesting group from age to the couples. We got season 1 90 Day Fiance people on here. I'm like, where did you dig them from a hole out of? My goodness. My goodness. On Discovery. Yes. That's how James watches this. I know it's on Discovery. It's on the HBO Max app. I don't know where else it is, but I've seen it on both of those apps. I use it on YouTube TV, but a lot of times I end up going to HBO Max or Discovery just because I don't feel like always fast forwarding through a DVR. Sometimes I just want to watch the damn episode. But these people are a mess. They speak about their relationship, and Rebecca says that things were good the first 7 years. I was like, such a specific number. But she says things were good with them the first 7 years. I don't believe her. We watched her on 90 Day. This relationship was not good within the first 7 years. But we're going to let her lie to us. She says that he now goes to the gym a lot. They don't spend a lot of time together. There are some days that they don't even sleep in the same bed together. I'm like, that's a big deal. Like, if my husband fall asleep on the couch, I'm the type of bitch that'll throw a blanket on him and come to the bed and enjoy this queen size on my own, okay? And he will wake up in the middle of the night and still slip his ass in here. Because usually if you love someone, you don't want to like sleep without them. So it's very concerning that they're not sleeping in the same bed. A lot of red flags came out about these two. They're not having sex. They don't sleep in the same bed. When Ziad spoke, we really got to learn a lot more. He said that this lady works for 16 hours a day, which I believe because she had like a cajillion careers from what I remember when she was on 90 Days. She had so many careers. So she's gone 16 hours a day working. And he says that when she's home, she's on her phone. She's just doom scrolling, ignoring them. And I'm kind of like, you know, I understand that after a hard day of work, you may be tired, but if you have the energy to scroll on your phone, then you have the energy to, at the very least, talk to your spouse about what you're scrolling about. Tell them what you see that's funny. Like, communicate. Don't just entirely shut down. But it sounds like this put like a little bit of a ugh on the relationship for Ziad. He says in his country where he's from, he likes to enjoy the day, sit outside in the sun, have a coffee, or see a friend. He says that when he does these things, she views it as him cheating. Now, we do know she caught him with a blonde lady on television, but I was getting annoyed watching this because I was like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up and put the cigarette out, why would she not let this man speak? Every single thing that Ziad said, Rebecca added to. Every single thing, literally. He'd be like, oh yeah, the sun was out that day. That's not true. And, you know, I went and I got in my car and I saw this. That's not true. And you see what he does? And I'm just like, girl, shut up. The same stuff you were saying to Shekinah, the same stuff. You need to do the same thing. Be quiet. What that man say on Titanic? Shut that hole in your face. Be quiet. My God. But he did mess up, though I wanted him to talk. He said that Rebecca's mouth gets on his nerves so bad that he sometimes drives 400 miles away from their house just so that he can get away from her. I'm not trying to be mean. I am not trying to be me. Oh, the fact that someone got in a car under the Trump administration, which has given us gas prices higher than my edges can afford to see. Okay. You got in your car and drove 400 miles to get away from this lady's mouth. And usually I'm on the woman's side, but she was on my nerve through the TV. I took a break from her and ate some Alfredo. Absolutely not. She's too much. She's too much. I think that's crazy to drive that far, but I think she cannot seem to see that she's difficult, but I also feel like Ziad is shady in some ways. Let me know how you guys feel about these two, but Ziad, if you got to go 400 miles just to get peace of mind, just leave her, bro. Just leave her. Just leave her and get somebody else to sponsor you if that's what it is, or make it on your own in America, but it's not worth it. Peace matters so much more. Shani says she had that many careers. She probably been alive since the 1920s. I could not. Hi, American born. I saw you this morning and now I see you this evening. I hope your day went well. Please like, share. Please do. Please do. I am trying to grow. I'm very excited. My husband bought some new equipment, so I'm going to be able to like improve my setup and all of these things more. I'm a work in progress, y'all, but I'm going to always be working. Know that. We're going to get into Cara and Guillermo. I didn't know how much bad it could get until this. Now, I see on the internet a lot of people feel a way about Cara. I don't really feel any way about her. I view her as like quirky but dumb, but also a little delulu. Maybe that's just me. Not the dogs are working on your nerves. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. But Cara says that she had a new baby. She was working hella jobs. And Guillermo pretty much says that that's bullshit. He says that Cara goes out a lot. Don't let her sell this single mom sad story. That's what he's trying to say. But I'm like, why can't a single mom that's working hard and overwhelmed go out? Some people get a relief that way. Why are we coming at her for that? But I guess this lady goes out a lot. Now, Cara admits, because they asked them, because they are actively separated, this couple. They're not even living together. And I believe in real time, they're not together. Just like most of these couples on this season, Cara and Guillermo are not together in real time. I'm surprised they came back together for this show. But the therapist asked them who they have slept with or if they've had sexual relations with anybody since they've been broken up. And they both said yes. Cara explains that she slept with a guy in 2011 who she remained friends with in her marriage to Guillermo. And Guillermo explains that this guy that she slept with back in 2011, she went to his house while they were married, and he says she did not come home until 4 a.m. She says that he likes to paint stuff as negative and explains that it was a party and that Guillermo was invited to the party but refused to come. And then Guillermo says that a mutual friend told him that Cara was kissing other men and be cheating. Now, Cara says, Lord, that she has not ever cheated on Guillermo, and says that the person who told him that she was cheating wasn't even at the party and knew nobody who was there. So Guillermo and Cara, for whatever reason, says at one point they did try to get back together and make their marriage work. And Guillermo explains that in that agreement, Cara, he told her he did not want her to be going out, having her hot girl summer. He wanted her at home, being a wife, dealing with his boring ass. And he says that she agreed to it, but then when they got back together, she went right back to the going out and doing the same stuff and all of that. Now, both of these people, they don't live together. They fucking other people. What y'all want me to do with these people? Like, Cara and Guillermo are not getting back together. I'm not going to play like this therapy will help them with anything outside of co-parenting. I don't really like him. And with Cara, I see she lacks a lot of accountability in some places. But this heifer says she still loves him. He says he doesn't know if he still loves her. I said, can y'all just get a divorce? Just get a divorce. I just want to go to the bush and weep with Cara and Guillermo. There's going to be a lot more to come out with this couple throughout the episode, but I'm just like, at that point, I was so tired. Not in your mind. What's that? I cannot. I have five. Oh, you have 5 dogs. Oh yeah, you're definitely busy. You are, if you caring for them right, you are busy. You're busy. I tried to creep in here like Tommy through the window. Oh Lord. I would have gotten another room instead of sleeping on the couch. Exactly. I just feel like he's doing a lot of what he's doing to embarrass her. But I don't believe people react this way for no reason. There is something she did that violated him so bad for him to have this reaction or even want to like embarrass Kara. She obviously did something. He ain't just gonna be mad for no reason. You're not separated for no reason. And she seems to have an excuse for everything that looks suspect and shady. But baby, where there's smoke, there's fire. So something's happened somewhere. It may not be with any of what he's trying to accuse her of, but something has happened somewhere. I truly believe that. The session for the couples wrap after Kara and Guillermo, and we see the couples go back to their room for the night. Now, when they go back to their room, Guillermo's asking Kara more questions. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're asking this lady questions, but you seem to not be interested in her. You making it seem like you don't love this lady, like you're disgusted by her, like she's just violated and done the wrong, like the worst of the worst as a woman. But then he asks more questions. And one of the questions he asks is who she slept with. I'm like, why do you need to know who she slept with? Like, why would she disclose that information to you? You could, now if you're asking, did you sleep with anybody that I know? Did you sleep with anyone that I'm going to have to face if we get back together? That's different, but he's just asking to ask. And then he wants more details on the sex, but he didn't want to give any details. So what he ends up doing is asking Kara, when did you have sex? When was it? And she tells him when it was, and she had sex with a person 5 months into their separation. He was like, I waited 7. I waited longer. So it was so easy for you to just move on. Motherfucker, do you realize you also slept with somebody twice and you also moved on? You think timelines work? Maybe she was able to find someone because she at least smiles before she fucks him. All fucking, what's his face does is act miserable. I don't understand it, Guillermo. If you're so unhappy, then leave. Then leave. Is him leaving dependent upon him being able to stay in America or something? Like, I'm not quite understanding because he seems done with this chick. I feel like he's done. And I feel like they're just on the show for a little chick, honestly. All of the couples seem like they need to split up, including Jenny and Sumit. Yep. A lot of people like to, from what I've been seeing online, make it seem like Jenny and Sumit are just the best couple. I do think Jenny and Sumit really love each other, but I think she needs to bring her behind back to Palm Springs to get treatment for her ALS. And then separate from that, if I'm living in the bedroom of your mama's house, but I have my own in Palm Springs, I'm going home. I'm singing the Star Spangled Banner through the airport, across customs. I'm going home quickly. I'm going to click my heels 3 times, pray I see a tornado. Hell, put me in Alabama, but I'm coming home one way or the other. Jenny and Sumit definitely need to split up. They definitely do. American Board said it might depend on how long he has been in the country. That's what I feel like. Because I know with Pedro and Chantel on Family Chantel, you could tell on the Family Chantel, like maybe like the second season that Pedro and Chantel were not going to make it and they were both kind of over it. But I feel like they both hung in there so that he could be here even after they break up. So I'm wondering if that's a thing, but a lot of these couples have also been together a very long time. If somebody knows, please let us know. But if he's just staying with her to stay with her, that's crazy. Yes, she needs to be here and away from the stress of his parents. Her children are here too. She has daughters. Like, come on, Jenny. Come on home, boo. Come on home. Sumit gonna have to get a job. He will. He will. But yeah, Guillermo and Kara, they're too much. They're too much. Now, Rebecca in her room after the counseling session, she heard nothing they said. She was screaming at that man in the room. She was screaming at him. Well, why were you being friendly with Sarper when he disrespected me. Sarper did not disrespect you. He was very respectful, actually, as you were hollering at his wife. If you would have mind your business and shut up, then nobody would have said anything to you, Rebecca, except for the counselors when it was your turn to talk. What's wrong with her? My God, she gives clear woman syndrome. She just does. But I just want her to say all the stuff she was saying to him, to the doctors in the session. Please stop screaming at this man. Because what did he do? He got up, he walked out, he went downstairs. He got the hell away from her. I'm starting to see why he does. Like, I'm genuinely starting to see why he does. But they go downstairs, everybody else, and the boys end up going outside. Now, we know that Ziad had already been outside because Rebecca was hollering in his ear as if they wasn't 2 feet away from each other. And when she comes downstairs, everyone's in a good mood. And as soon as that lady comes, she's just like the dark cloud that you know is about to unleash hella rain and hella thunder and cold weather. That is Rebecca walking in. And the first thing she says to him, I was waiting for you upstairs. Bitch, you were screaming in his ear. He got sick of you and said, you know what? I love you. We'll talk about this later. And he walked out. You talking about, I was waiting for you upstairs. You thought he was coming back? This lets me know she doesn't understand how terrible she is. Like, I think Rebecca will be okay when she learns to stop screaming at him. I also think she needs to leave him. Because if you can't trust him this much, then why are you screaming? You're never going to trust him. My God. But she keeps saying that Ziad runs away, but she doesn't acknowledge the fact ever that she is giving him a reason to run. You know? It's like if the Scream character guy comes in here and tries to off me. Like, I'm going to run. That would make sense. Rebecca, you are the Scream character person. Like, girl, she just does too much. I appreciate that. Please hit the like button. As American Born said, even if you're in the bushes, even if you're in the bushes, liking the video is an easy and free way to support the channel. I really do appreciate it. And feel free to join the chat. Every opinion is welcome, even if it's different from mine. Y'all do not have to agree with me. We're here to have a good time. That's all. Could Rebecca even crack a smile the whole time? I was waiting for you in the room. It's like, damn, you see the way they left, they got outside so fast. And it looked like it was cold as hell outside. As soon as she came around, though, everybody said it's time to go. I would not want to deal with her. I would not want to deal with her. Now, Sarper and Shekinah are a mess. Now, the men, they break off the talk while they're outside. And Sarper said he's done a lot of bad things in his life. And part of why he stays married to Shekinah is because he believes she is his punishment in life for how he behaved. You should never describe your wife as your punishment in life for your past behavior. I wish my husband would describe me as his punishment in life. Okay? I will help you be unpunished. Let's go to the clerk recorder and get this nipped in the bud. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But Sarper and Ziad, they both had a moment. Sarper apologized to Ziad for getting into a back and forth with his wife, which I actually respected. I really did respect it. And Ziad apologized for his wife starting it and telling them to shut up when she could have minded the business. Ziad also explained that he feels like he is close to ending his relationship. He says this more often than he needs to on this show. I don't know if Rebecca and Ziad are still together in real time. There's like a 90-day couple I don't really keep up with. So please let me know if anybody knows. But let me know if that man is free. I hope he's in the bushes. My Lord. Shekinah is wearing wigs. She's wearing lace fronts, baby, and they are not laid right. Shekinah, can you call Shekinah, the black Shekinah? Ask her to lay your wig right. You can't just put it on your hair. You still got to curl it and flip it and pluck it and glue it, and she's not wearing it right. I don't know why this girl's so insecure. Like, I could say what I want about Shekinah, but I feel like just be natural. I feel like the more she does, the less the beauty comes off. But hi. The women are in another room, but they don't really discuss much, so I'm not going to too much go over it. The ladies are kind of behaving. The group chats, and after they kick it, everybody ends up going to their rooms for the night to go to bed because they've had their drinks and things. And Cara and Guillermo are back in the same space that they started because now Guillermo wants to sleep on the couch. Before they were sharing the bed and just not having sex, but now he wants to sleep on the couch. She's not understanding why. I'm like, Cara, are you this dingy? He's obviously very unhappy with you. You just had a therapy session where he explained those reasons. Like, something's wrong with Cara. Cara just seems like she's like a Motel 6 ad. Like, the lights are on, but no one is home. Like, that's what, like, y'all just had, he might need some space. Like, I don't like what he said, but even I got that. But okay, Cara. Okay, Cara. I wish he would stick to one hair color an episode. I don't know why Shekinah's doing this. AB, I don't know why. The wigs stress me out. I mentioned it in my first review, but the wigs are like, they're really getting to a point where I'm just like, girl, if you got new growth like this, okay, I could understand wanting to put on a wig. Okay, I might for a few days, but my Lord, if I just had easy hair, I could just get up and go. I wouldn't put on no wig, but you know, that's just me. But I think Shekinah is just trying to find ways to make herself feel pretty on TV. She's giving very insecure. A lot of people are wearing wigs now. Maybe she just want to fit in. That's what I would assume. Oh, I done lost all my places on my notes, but I have found where I was going. Look at the Lord. Now, Cara and Guillermo are not sleeping in the same bed. Rebecca and Ziad, they go back to their room again. She gets straight to yelling at him again. She is now upset with Ziad because he made peace with Sarper. How are you mad at this man for making peace? She says she's mad because Sarper disrespected her. Again, he did not. He took and redirected the conversation back onto him and his wife because they were the subject at hand and it was their time to talk. You don't interrupt and hijack other people's shit, especially to disrespect them. Like, it does not make any sense. She just, I cannot. Patrick and Thais are also talking and having their own moments, and Patrick feels like Thais over prioritizes herself. He's like, I'm all for the self-care thing, but you've kind of been going a little crazy with it, don't you think? Where's the balance? Patrick, go to hell. Fuck you and die slow. That's how I feel sometimes. Like, she had a baby. Okay. It takes women a long time to recover from having a baby. She's in a new country, away from family. I don't think Thais is entirely innocent, but I do think that Patrick has unrealistic expectations out of a wife. I think that's weird to be bothered by someone prioritizing themselves. Why is it always what she has to do? What can you do to make your relationship better? Never hear him say that. I never hear him say that. Lord. Google said at one point Guillermo went back to Venezuela by himself. Maybe you need to go on back there. Maybe there's no place like home, Guillermo. Maybe he needs to go back. He might need to go back because obviously he's not happy. Or if he can stay here, then just divorce her. If it doesn't threaten you to get sent back to where you got to go, just divorce her. Do whatever makes you happy. But it's unfair if you're unhappy in a relationship to sit in it while the other person thinks shit is cool or waits on you to figure out if you want to stay with them or not. Like, just go, man up. These men love to say, oh, but in my country, I'm a man and this and that. All of them. Guillermo, all of them. And I'm just kind of like, men also express themselves. Men communicate clearly. And none of these men can do that on 90 Day. None of these men can seem to do that. Maybe she's trying different colors to see which works for her. Oh, Shani, she might be. But it's looking toe up. It's looking toe up. I tell you, it looked like it's squeezing her head, too. I don't think she got the right wig shape. It depends on where he applied for originally. That makes sense. That makes sense. He has to do something, though. If you only came to America because you were in love, I get wanting to stay if there's more opportunity here or something, but I'm sure there's ways he can stay and still get a divorce. Like, sometimes marriages don't work. That doesn't mean someone should just be kicked out of the country, though. So, I don't know. We'll see. Is the lady giving rainbow? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What else we have? Jenny, Paola, and Shekinah, they all decided to go out and do a little girls' day. Shekinah, I see what you're doing. You're trying to manipulate people into feeling sorry for you. Not a strawberry shortcake. You're trying to get people to feel sorry for you, and it's not working, because I think Shekinah is as much of the problem as Sarper is, and I feel like she may have been the problem before he ever became a problem. That's just my opinion. But Paola actually opens up, and she basically explains that she wants more of an alpha male out of Russ. That's what he was when he got with you, but you wanted to move him away from the stability and good job that he has, and now he can't seem to find one that he can keep, but he's finding jobs. I feel like if Russ were to get a job, Paola would be interested again. Some women are like that. It's giving Kimmy from Love and Marriage Huntsville, honestly. But I did not like when Paola explained that Russ tells their son, like, mommy's gonna leave us. Mommy doesn't want to be married to me. I think that's so fucking inappropriate to involve a child in an adult relationship. Yes, have the talk with your kids. If you have to separate, have the talk with them to prepare them for divorce if you know it's coming. But to just be saying to your kid, like, oh, mommy's gonna leave, then your son feels away, goes to his mom, and now Paola feels guilted and manipulated into staying because she thinks she's gonna hurt her son. When the reality of it is, even divorced children can do great if both parents just co-parent. 90% of the time, the problem is that parents don't co-parent in a way that's peaceful, and it causes friction in an already difficult situation. But that pissed me off, and they talked about it so casually. And then Shekinah told this crazy story about her baby daddy dragging her to court. And then when she actually showed up because she was going to represent herself, studied, he was like, I'm just kidding. Like, what? Y'all will see me on an episode of Snapped somewhere on Investigation Discovery. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's not okay. Like, do better. Do better, men. Please. Do better. It's give us Smurfette. That was wrong on so many levels to say that to a child. Right. There's no excuse for it. Like, at the end of the day, even though Russ supported Paola coming here and for many years, he left his area and left his job to do what she wanted. But, like, bro, just find a job. Stop hating on her. Like, what is this? My God, Russ. I want to get more into Paola and Russ, but I feel like we're so focused on, like, Shekinah and some of the other people who are more viral or newer generation 90-day people. Like, I'm curious now about Paola and Russ. Very curious. Like, are they still together? Like, what's really going on with these people? But we get to see one of the therapists, Dr. Tyrone Grandison. Shout out to our black men who are therapists. We actually need a lot of men working in mental health. There's a shortage of men working in mental health, specifically in psychotherapy. So if you are a man and are considering a degree or a background in psych or behavioral science or any of that, please do it. We need you. And we also need more, especially Black and Hispanic men in those fields. There's a huge shortage, and they say more Black and Hispanic men that are therapists, the more people will go to therapy. So I hope they get it together. I do. American Born said, I think they have separated now. That would be good. I can see that. I don't think it's right to stay in a marriage just because you think that's what's good for your kid. Your kid can adjust if you both love them. But Russ gives toxic. He just does. He does. But they meet with the doctor, Dr. Tyrone Grandison. He does a one-on-one session with Rebecca and Ziad. Rebecca explains to Dr. Grandison that she is upset that Ziad got friendly with Sarper because Sarper disrespected her. I said, Rebecca, you was yelling at Shekinah to shut up, and you are just like Shekinah. Like, just like Shekinah. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. But she basically is upset that he made peace. She doesn't even ask him why he made peace. Ziad is finally able to kind of explain that he kind of just feels like he's disrespected, and that the reason that he made peace with Sarper is because Sarper came and apologized to him, and then in return, In return to Sarper apologizing, he apologized. And Ziad also explained that he feels like because Sarper is a man, he should not have approached Rebecca. If she has a husband, he should have approached him. I feel like a lot of men would agree with that. But Rebecca, for whatever reason, hell, a lot of women would agree with that. Like when men disrespect me, whether it's online or any of that, I'm not arguing with them. I at oh so best. You can address my husband. Why am I arguing with the man? And he does the same thing. Like, we're not going to play that game. We're not going to play that game. But Rebecca asked Ziad why it is not more important that she was disrespected versus her being wrong. And I'm kind of like, if you're wrong, be accountable for that. You're trying to have him ignore you being wrong to defend the disrespect. The problem is perception, Rebecca. You viewed yourself as being disrespect, but maybe that's something you're doing that is extra. You know, I that's just how I feel personally. I just feel like Rebecca doesn't see that her way of communication is sometimes super aggressive. That's just my opinion. But she does get something out of the therapy session because the therapist stopped her and reminded her like to be clear, to let him talk. And Rebecca was also reminded, like, you're looking for an immediate response and understanding of you. And sometimes people need time to understand and respond, which is fair, which is extremely fair. But I don't know. These two, Rebecca says she's going to try and learn to be more patient. And I was cracking up because I don't know if you guys caught it at the end of the therapy session. Zia told the therapist, I really enjoyed this conversation. And Rebecca looked at him and was so surprised and then looked away from the camera and smiled. I said, do you not want us to see you happy or something? But I think she was surprised that he liked therapy because she did express that as a concern because he does have the habit to run away from stuff. But I think a lot of people view therapy as like laying down and someone diagnosing what's wrong with you. No, that's the psychiatrist that does that. Therapy is really meant to be, that's why they call it talk therapy. It's meant to be like a safe space that you can have a conversation about the things that you either don't feel safe to do with other people or aren't able to do. And they help you to establish a better way of thinking so you can start to solve some of your problems, resolve pain, things like that. So I was happy to see this couple do well. They anti him, looks like a little troll page. Need less therapists, more plugs. We need more therapists. We need more therapists. If we need plugs, it's definitely, if I could find the plug on some cheap groceries or gasoline, my darling, I would be in line. Have the most speed dial. American Born said, my bad, I got them mixed up. 90 Day Fiance stars Patrick Mendes and Thais Ramon are divorcing. They are, after 4 years of marriage, and their separation has involved custody disputes and an arrest. Yeah, he's trying to go for full custody of their daughter, which I think is cruel. Joint custody is all that he needs. Their divorce made TMC, though. It's everywhere. Literally everywhere. But I hate to see a couple divorce, but they're one of those people where I feel like if they never had kids, they might have been okay. But he seems like a man that needs a wife that's going to solely pay attention to him, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't seem like he could share the spotlight with a baby. I don't know why, but that's what Patrick gives me. But we are almost done, you guys. Almost. The group comes together after Rebecca and Ziad's private therapy session. The whole group comes together and they find out they have to dress up for a themed dinner and event that it doesn't seem like they're aware is going to be a therapy session. And everybody acknowledged how good they looked. Paola really looked impressed with Russ. You could tell that Russ probably ain't dressing up at home. You know, he's probably just keeping it smooth, keeping it simple and things of that nature. But she seemed really happy with dressing him. I see you, Paola. I love to dress Mr. Best, and it's the best thing when we go on vacation or have to go out somewhere. And he's taking pictures and stuff, feeling spruced up in the outfit I chose. Hello. It's a great feeling. I feel like women, we know what our men will look best in. always let your woman dress you. Of course, he picks his own clothes from time to time, but still, always let your woman dress you if she offers, especially for an event, because she had Russ matching her from the shoes, from the top to the bottom. So I definitely can appreciate that. But we move forward. Everyone in the group, the therapist kind of has them acknowledge like how good they all look. And when we get to Shekinah, she cries. She says she don't feel good dressed up and she doesn't know why. And she explains that her man doesn't talk to her. He doesn't compliment her, nothing. I would imagine that being with someone who does not compliment you could be difficult. I can imagine. I feel like that's a big part of love language. I would hope my husband feels complimented and appreciated by me. I definitely feel complimented by him. But it's unfortunate that they're not telling each other these things. And it was kind of helping me see like, like I think Shekinah has always been a little insecure. But then at the same time, an insecure person getting with someone who can't validate some of their insecurities is dangerous. And maybe that's why she's always crashing out and is the way she is. But the therapist pretty much tells Sarper, like, compliment her. And he says, I wanted to compliment her in the room, but I just couldn't. And I'm like, there's got to be something that's stopping it. But he finally turns and acknowledges her because they're forced to grab hands. And he gives her a compliment, lets her know that he loves her. And, you know, we basically learned Sarper struggles to communicate his feelings. But again, what is she doing to make him struggle with this? Because yes, to an extent, someone could struggle to communicate their feelings because they may have always been that way inherently. But then at the same time, if you learn that someone is difficult, especially in a relationship, as women or man, but especially a man, will just shut down and not express themselves. So I'm wondering if something happened with them, because that's not normal to not be able to communicate your feelings for her. That's strange. But he does say he still loves her. He just struggles to communicate. So I'm curious to learn more about their situation. Let me know in the chat. Shout out to our replay gang if you are still here, what you think that could have been about. Now, we get to the end and it does not get good. So unfortunately, everybody at the group, they go in, they sit at a table. There's a beheaded pig and all this food and meat that look dry as hell. And when we get to Cara and Guillermo, she's really struggling. And part of the reason she's struggling is because when all the couples went around in a circle and said good things to each other, Guillermo gave her a compliment without a backhanded comment. But then the therapist asked him, are you proud that this is the mother of your child? And he said no so quick. I said, ooh, you're ashamed that this lady is the mother of your child? I understand if you guys did not work, but a lot of people will be able to say, even though I didn't work and fuck my baby daddy and all of this, a lot of people will still say, no worries, American born. A lot of people will still say, like, regardless of what happened with us, they're still a good parent. So for him to just say that is kind of crazy. We could feel how we feel about Cara, but I'm sure she's taking care of her child. So I think that was a little low for Guillermo. That's why I feel like he's low-key trying to humiliate her on the show. But he does admit he's not proud of the mother that she is, and he won't explain the reason why. But he does at the table, because the group is telling him, like, you're wrong to say that. Like, the men and the women were telling him he was tripping. And they asked why he would say that. Now, this is where Guillermo explains that the reason he feels like he's not proud to have her as his child's mother is because of things that she is doing and pictures she takes. So apparently Cara has an OnlyFans. I'm not familiar with OnlyFans. I just know that people post sexual content there and make like millions of dollars. That's the extent of what I know. But I guess Cara posts content there. He's upset about it. Once again, she says, but he knew about it. He says, you knew about it. We talked about it, but you told me you would be posting pictures like on your social media. You didn't tell me you'd be naked. And she says that she originally started to do OnlyFans so that she could play for her music. I guess she makes music. Guillermo said that her music ain't shit and wants her to find other ways to make money. She says she continued to do OnlyFans because it was a way to pay the bills. He eventually left her because of it. This is why he moved out. And when she became a single mom, she said that now she really needed money. So she says she decided to show her titties for dollars. I'm not mad at her. Listen, I'm not mad at her. Look, it's not for me. It's not for me. But I'm not mad at women for doing what they have to do to support their kids, especially if you're not hurting anybody. It's kind of like drug dealers. You could get mad at them, but really, can you? They servicing something that people want. You know? So I'm looking at it like, I also have questions. Like, Guillermo, you was mad that your bitch was doing OnlyFans. You say she could have done something else, but what could you have done more as a man? There's been situations where I have lost jobs throughout my marriage. There have been situations where I have walked away from jobs, had total lifestyle changes, and my husband was like, I got you, and figured it out. That man done Uber and worked at Tesla at the same time to support and help. So I don't understand why Cara is the only one who is doing more to make money and support the household, because Guillermo, I get that you're not from America, but you are able-bodied, and now that you're here, okay, you can get a job like the rest of us. What does he do? How does he help? Because if she's saying it's not enough money, why couldn't he offer to do something? Why couldn't it come up with a joint venture together? I think he's right in saying she could have came up with another choice, but I also feel like he should have never agreed to something without researching it on his own. And if you're not okay with your wife showing her goods on the internet, I don't think there's a soul on the planet that would look at him like he's controlling or crazy for it. But you have a child that you have to provide for. And if her taking a picture on the internet is paying the bills and you're not willing to do more to get that money and bill paid, then shut the hell up, please. But I do also kind of feel like Cara might have manipulated or used his language barrier as a way to convince him that this was okay. Because I feel like if Guillermo if English was his first language, he would have never agreed if he has that standpoint. But like, these two are a mess. I don't think they're like, why are they here? They need to just send them home. It's clearly not going to work. But I have a lot of questions for their situation. A lot. Like, I have so many questions. But let me know, beautiful people, how you guys felt about this episode. Let me know if there's anything I left out that you felt was interesting. I would love to conversate with y'all in the comments or the chat. I do appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate American Born for moderating. I also appreciate my twin, Shani, and also our moderator. I appreciate you guys so much. As the channel grows, you guys are really actually very helpful. So I appreciate it. But other than that, you guys, I will be back again next week for another 90-day The Last Resort review. If you see anything interesting on 90 Day Fiance that you want me to discuss in like a pop culture live, such as somebody divorcing, a Twitter war, any of that, you can always DM me, Mrs. _B3ST Reviews on Instagram, or Mrs. B3ST Reviews on TikTok. I believe TikTok, Threads, and something else. But I'm available. See the links in the description or the description for information on how to contact me. Love and light to everybody. I hope y'all enjoy your Tuesday. We are almost halfway through the week. Thug life. And I'll see you next time. Au revoir.